What's up everyone? Welcome back to Golf Simulator Videos. We're back today with the Unicor XR golf launch monitor. So if you have not seen our first look video, unboxing and review of this new launch monitor coming from Unicor, make sure you check it out on the channel. I actually put a link down in the description, but we didn't do driver. So we have not tested driver with this unit yet. And I really wanted to do it for multiple reasons. Wanted to see the higher ball speed. I wanted to see the club speed and also club path, how all of that data is being, extrapolated with this unit, not using any club stickers. Obviously no ball markings, totally different approach with their rear launch monitor versus the previous QED, which uses marked balls. It actually needed like a club sticker to get like limited measured club data versus this new AI tracking technology they have. So if you haven't seen that first look video, make sure you check it out. Now I wanted to do like a par 5 out on a course using their new game day software. But what's funny is I actually wanted to be able to show you guys the data and impact videos, on a couple swings, and you actually can't do that when you're doing on-course practice. So that's some feedback that I've actually provided to them, that if you're doing on-course practice, why can't you get the practice data like you would out on the range? So something that maybe they can bring to the table. Now, what's interesting is I decided to do this because I was doing my stack training. Been kind of, what am I, halfway through the foundation on that. Trying to get my swing speed back up. So it's dropped off significantly over this past winter, and it's time to get back at it and see if I can get that back up. So I thought this would be a good time. I'm kind of loose. I just don't know if maybe my speed will fall off after that because it's a heavy workout, or if we can keep it going. But let's see. Now I just had a driver fitting as well. I don't want to talk too much before we get going here, but everyone has probably seen my knuckleballs where it's like sub 1,000 falling out of the sky. We finally figured this out. So all the new driver technology is all about low spin. They're building these drivers for the masses, and I'm switching from TaylorMade. So I'm going to Titleist. There's a driver called the GT1. It's actually for people that need to generate more spin. I mean, even like Auberg and Justin Thomas, there's several players on the Titleist team that are playing this because they're swinging like I am, up on the ball. It's actually a situation where they need to generate more spin. All right, and that's what I need to do. So it'll be interesting to watch those knuckleballs on this and see how it reads them. And then of course with my new driver, maybe we can do a comparison. So, all right, yeah, I'm actually going up in loft and then with that new M1 head, and man, did we see some different numbers. It was really cool. All right, so there's one of them right out of the gate because I hit that high on the face. Look at the backspin, 1100. And we were with the TrackMan 4 out on the range, and it was hilarious because the Titleist fitter was like, man, he's like, that is some low spin. What is going on? And I explained to him, I was like, listen, I hit way up on the ball coming from the inside. It's just a unique swing, and I'm not really able to change it, at least at this point in time. It had me 3.3 into out, and then obviously high on the face. Let's go over here and switch screens. So I'm actually gonna have to go back to display, capture, let's see here, main, there we go. And then I'd actually have to take down my camera to show you guys this, but let's just go frame by frame and watch the driver come in way from the inside, all right? And then it hit kind of high on the face. It's very interesting seeing the angle that it's catching that at versus being square to the screen, because we know that right here, I'm swinging square to my target line, but yet the way that you view it is actually a little bit, on an angle, the way that it's kind of coming from the side. And then you have your impact right here, which you can't quite see where it hits on the face. Versus if you have an IXL or IXO2, you're gonna have the benefit of being able to see where that is kind of hitting. You can see if it was toe or heel bound. I hit that thing square as can be, but I know it was high on the face. I could feel it, I could hear it, and sure enough, the backspin was only 1100. So everything is obviously just telling me that, man, that thing was high on the face, I hit way up on it, and that just becomes that dead ball that I see. So let's see if we can flatten this out just a little more. Generally, if I can get the club working to the left, which is very hard for me to do with driver, I can not hit so far up on it, hit maybe a little lower on the face and get a little higher spin. The little heely cuts is what's been getting me some decent spin, and the kind of the miss I've been playing. That one was on the heel. I mean, it was better. Just not the best contact and face rotation. So you saw that ball peel off to the right. It was just too much of both things going on. So, you know, I lost ball speed on it. The interesting part is I'm getting some club head speed according to this. And when we were out doing the Titleist fitting, club head speed was around 110 to 112 for the most part with normal swings. Club path that time, it's saying, was actually slightly out to in. So that was my problem. I actually got it to go a little bit left. Face was a little bit open and it was on the heel. So the shot shape itself was not what I wanted to see, but I did generate more spin like I was saying. So I'm gonna try to find like a balance here. See if I can get that face still going a little bit left. Get the face closed though. That was definitely better. I mean, way better. I wouldn't say that I smoked it exactly where I wanted to. Ironically, I crushed it right down the middle, but the spin is 2000, so not bad. And I'll actually show you guys, let's look at that club coming in. Switch back to main. I could just feel that it wasn't, yeah, look at the impact. Just right out of the gate, look at the impact. So I was a little bit heely, all right? And let's watch that come in. I'm gonna rewind that frame by frame. Definitely better, but yeah, look at that. Look where I hit it. It was kind of like lower on the face, all right? And that actually caused a launch angle of 14.5, which isn't bad, you know, for being a little bit lower on the face, hitting just up enough on the ball, but a little bit heely as well. So just didn't get quite, you know, the optimized everything out of that, but I would take that miss all day. A little bit heely miss and went straight down. I mean, not complaining at all. So, all right, so let's go ahead and go back to the range. Yeah, it's funny how that worked out. And what I want to pay attention to here is, so that says it was 113 club head speed. I mean, I swung pretty hard. Ball speed was 160, almost 161. So those numbers are real close to everything that I see. The smash factor is only 1.42, which I think has a lot to do with my impact on the face, what I really should have generated in ball speed. So pay attention to those ball speed numbers. Maybe even try to see if I can go back and forth with some units that don't you know, interfere. I mean, most of these units now all interfere. They all have infrared and everything, and you're just risking them not being, you know, to their full capability when you put them side by side and everything. So, all right, let's go ahead and try to make one more swing like that. Try to swing maybe a little harder at this one. That was way high on the face. Look at the backspin. It says it was 380. I got ball speed out of it, but I mean, I got a backspin of 470 the other day on quad because we had my coach's quad out there as well. And I think on TrackMan it was maybe down in like the 600 range as low as I got. I mean, that's my miss. It's a treacherous miss. I got the ball speed up swinging harder. It said my club speed was 113 and ball speed went up. I'm gonna try to make one more of those and not make it this, was it toe-y too? Yeah, see, watch. I'm gonna switch this back so you guys really understand what's going on. So notice that's towards the toe. So high toe shots are your lowest spinning part on the club. And when you hit way up like I do, I mean, it's just everything's working against you. Versus heel shot, low heel is the highest spinning part of driver. We were talking about this with the Titleist rep, you know, and I've known that, but we were just kind of talking to him and he was confirming, and you know, you have everything working against you. So, all right. I'm gonna try to swing hard this time, but try to exit left, not hit on the toe. Man, that was still so high on the face. I swung the same speed, but backspin was 939. I need that GT1 right away is what I need. I mean, what's funny about these is I play these outside and they still go pretty far. I mean, you see that carries 250, it will roll out to 270, 280, you know, as long as the fairway is decent, you know, in most cases. Here it's saying 307, so whatever this fairway is flat and, you know, however the firmness is. All right, come on, let's see if I can, that was more center of the face, it was just way high on the face. I could tee it up lower too and cheat. That's something you can do. That's a little more difficult in here because I only have so many tees, but that was much better. And I had this similar speed. I mean, that was much better. So 1645, I mean, honestly, right now, and you see the smash factor go up, how was that impact? Yeah, it was basically dead center. I'll show you guys how that looks like. So that's what I'm working towards. You know, this is kind of tough coming off of the stack. So many hard swings. I mean, at the end of a stack session, you're essentially, swinging as hard as you can. Even if you're losing balance, that's what you're doing. But yeah, you can see my club still comes a little from the inside. But you can see, I can actually tell that didn't hit high in the face. I mean, I know it didn't, but like if you're looking at the pictures, how the golf ball's kind of bigger than the club on some of them, and then it's smaller on the others, that indicates, at least I can tell if it was high or low. So there's a way of at least kind of confirming that you think it was high or low, but it's definitely not as good of a view as you'll get with an IXO or IXO2. So, but look at that, 163 ball speed, 112 club speed. I generated the spin because it wasn't high on the face, and I tried to exit the club a little more left. I mean, obviously it was not ideal. So it was funny watching such a good player, like my coach that you've seen in here before, Darren Hussey. I mean, he's such a good player. He can at least control these. I mean, he has misses like I do, but I mean, he can spin sub 1,000 just like I can. And at least it doesn't make me feel like a total anomaly out there that I'm the only one that's, having this problem. And obviously you'll see, Auberg and Justin Thomas. And if you just Google who plays the GT1 driver, you'll see. And the goal there is it's a lighter head too, so it can actually generate more speed, if you can believe that. But I'm excited to have it in the channel, and I'll show it to you guys. So, all right, let's try to maybe hit one more like that, and I'm actually gonna really set up for a cut this time, and see if that helps me even more. I mean, that ball had cut to it. So I obviously had it. What was the pass? Still into out though. Yeah, that's what I thought. So face was just a little bit open. So I want to release it and exit left if I can. Just so high on the face. Look at that thing just fall out of the sky. I mean, you can play those all day. I mean, you can play them. The exciting part here is that the Unicor XR is picking these up just like you've seen that I've had them with TrackMan IO, I've had them with, GC Quad, I've had them with everything. And it's good to know that these units can read such a low spin, maybe such a high spin. I mean, it's very important. I'm still 3 to 3 into out. I mean, that's my biggest problem, is I get stuck like this rather than rotating like this and left, and that's just body constriction. I mean, that's something I deal with. So I'm trying to make one more for you guys. Maybe we'll swing out of our shoes on this one, even if it's a huge miss. We'll just see what we can do. Well, I hit it low on the face, swung as hard as I could, and it actually was a decent result. And I'll show you guys what that looks like. That was about everything I got in me. Look how inside I get when I swing hard. I generated a highest club speed of the day, and because I hit dead center of the face, which I'll show you here in just a second, there it is. And you can tell, I mean, like I said, pay attention to every shot. You can tell that wasn't high on the face. I could feel it the minute I hit it as well. See if you can tell in this video any better if it's lower on the face. I mean, not really. I mean, at least I know that, and at least you can tell that you hit it like that was dead center of the face. If anything, maybe a millimeter or two towards the heel, which once again helps spin. You can see I got that one above 2,000. Funny swinging hard and coming even more into out, and then coming up with kind of a temporary solution. I mean, it ends up being more of like a draw because I'm coming so inside out, even if it was a little bit heely. It's so interesting, but clearly I need, the proper fitting, and we found it. And what's interesting is I get to keep my shaft. So I get to keep the Ventus Black 6X. All right, so that's still what I'll be playing. It's going to be a 9-degree GT1, and we're going to turn it down 1. Which is interesting. So, but that is what was allowing me to get up into the 2,500 range with the same swing. All right, that's what was so interesting. What we were seeing is we were seeing better carry, all right, without the algorithms that you might see from like a low spin showing more carry, because we were using TrackMan and we're doing full tracking and everything outdoors. So that's what's interesting. Something that I've mentioned in the channel before. Some of the algorithms, when you have lower spins sub 2000, you get a little boost on carry. And I think we actually saw that in the previous shot. I think we saw where that actually had lower spin and actually showed some higher carry, where technically this one should have carried more. I mean, it had more ball speed. The launch angle was low on this one, and that's because we hit it lower on the face, you know, which actually helped on spin and everything. You can see how much lower the launch angle was. But I'm hitting an 8-degree driver. So if you guys have don't know what driver I'm playing, I'll show you here. So that's an 8-degree driver. It's a TaylorMade QI10 LS. It's the last thing I need is low spin, yet I'm playing a low spin head. And a lot of people say it's all about shaft. We've found and now we've proven that it's not. I mean, it's all about the MOA and what they're doing with, you know, trying to lower spin for the majority of players. And that's, in my case, the opposite of what I'm trying to do. So I'm very interested to see what you guys think. I think there's some good examples. I mean, I have such a rare, you know, swing versus most people out there. We're kind of putting the Unicor XR to a little bit of a test, in my opinion. So it was good to see. So, but everything that I see so far from the drivers I've tested, and then from this video, looks like the unit's doing well. The numbers overall, you know, are within a really good tolerance for the price point of the unit. Let me know what you think. And as always, if I can help you guys with anything, make sure you shoot me an email, pin it to the top of the comments, and put it in the description. Stay tuned. There'll be a lot more coming soon.